to my channel. I hope you guys had a great, safe, long weekend. Today I am excited because I will be sharing with you my recipe for arroz con leche or rice pudding. It is so simple, and the best part about this recipe is how few ingredients it uses and how quick and easy it is to make it. So let's start going over the ingredients. As always, I'll have them listed with their measurements in the description box below. But for this recipe, you only need 2 cups of water, 3/4 of a cup of Valencian rice or Arroz Valencia. Some people make this with regular long grain white rice. If that's how you make it, go ahead. I use Valencian rice. You're going to take 1/4 of the peel off of the lime. You need 2 cinnamon sticks, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, a can of sweetened condensed milk, a can of evaporated milk, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. I'm using Mexican Vanilla Blend. It gives it a great flavor and I wouldn't leave it out. Give this a try if you haven't. I believe Amazon sells it. If not, I think I picked this one up in Publix. So go ahead and give it a try if you have a Publix near you. If not, try to find it online. I really recommend it. It's inexpensive and I've used it in a lot of my desserts and I really noticed the difference. Today I'm going to be making mine in a small aluminum pot. Any pot where you can cook rice would work fine. Just keep in mind that we will be adding the milk to it. So we're gonna cook our rice and then we'll be adding the milk. So don't use a super small pot because you will have some overflow. Make sure that whatever pot you're using has a lid because we will need to cover our rice with a lid for it to cook. Okay, so to begin, take your saucepan and set your heat to high. Add your rice, your water, your cinnamon sticks, and your lime peel and give it a good stir. What we're gonna do first is just bring this mixture to a boil and we're gonna start cooking down our rice before we add any other ingredients. So just bring this mixture to a boil. And by the way, go ahead and give this video a like. If you notice my 2 different nail polish colors, I actually filmed this video on 2 separate occasions because I wanted a different camera angle. Once your mixture comes to a boil, give it a good stir. Stir frequently throughout this process to make sure your rice doesn't stick. And once it reaches that boiling point, go ahead and lower the heat down to a medium low and put a lid on it for 10 minutes. So while my rice cooks, I just wanted to come in here and say to my new subscribers, thank you so much for joining me. To all those who have liked and shared my videos, guys, thank you so much. Honestly, I really appreciate it and none of it goes unnoticed. So I'm very grateful. I feel very blessed and I'm happy to be doing something that I love, and I'm happy to see that you guys are trying out my recipes and you seem to be enjoying my videos. Like I said, if you guys have any recipe suggestions, let me know. I actually polled my followers on Instagram to see what kinds of recipes you wanted to see me make. Something else I wanted to add is if you are allergic to eggs or you have an egg sensitivity, this is a great dessert for you. It requires no eggs, as you can tell. When my son was younger, he actually had an egg sensitivity. So like my flans, my cakes, he couldn't really taste those, you know, with the original recipe, which calls for eggs. So I would make him arroz con leche all the time so he could have that little bit of sweetness. If you're like him and you are allergic to eggs, try this out. Also, I make a flan de calabaza or a pumpkin flan that is so good, and that is also an eggless recipe that I will be sharing in a future video, so stay tuned for that one. So after 10 minutes, you can go ahead and carefully uncover your rice. Be careful because that steam is very dangerous. Go ahead and give your rice a mix. It's okay if there's still a little bit of liquid in there. We're going to cook this down a bit more. Go ahead and carefully remove your lime peels and your cinnamon sticks. I went in with my hand, but guys, please be a little more careful than I was. Go ahead and give it a stir. And add in your can of evaporated milk. And also add in your can of sweetened condensed milk. Make sure you get every last little bit, not only because this is so delicious, but because if you notice, this recipe does not involve any sugar. So since we're not adding any sugar, we want to make sure that we get all that sweetness from our sweetened condensed milk. Go ahead and add in your salt and your vanilla, and that's it. We added all our ingredients in, and all you have to do from this point on is just continue stirring this on a medium heat until we reach the consistency that we are looking for. Continue stirring frequently just to make sure that your milk doesn't burn or that your rice isn't sticking to the bottom. And I would say that this step takes no more than 10 minutes for me. Depends on how you like your arroz con leche. If you like a runnier arroz con leche, then leave it for under 10 minutes. If you like a thicker arroz con leche, then I would leave it for about 10 minutes or a little bit longer. Just eyeball it and see what consistency you like, but do keep in mind that once this comes to room temperature and once you refrigerate it, it will thicken up quite a bit more. So once my arroz con leche reached this consistency, I went ahead and turned my heat off. Now on this particular day, I served it in a disposable dish because we were heading over to my mother-in-law's house for the day, and this is actually her favorite dessert. But you could also go ahead and serve this into smaller little cups if you're doing a party, or you could put this into smaller containers like I did the second time that I made this. As you saw, once I took it off the heat and poured it in, it was initially a lot runnier than it was at this point. At this point, the arroz con leche had been cooling for about 20 minutes and it was still warm, but it was the perfect consistency. This is how I like it. And keep in mind, once we refrigerated it, it did thicken up, but just a little bit more. So once it cooled down for about 20 minutes, I went ahead and sprinkled some cinnamon. This is optional, but traditionally, this is how it is served. And for me, I never leave it out. I absolutely love the taste with a little sprinkle of cinnamon on the top. This is another way that you can store them or serve them. The little circle containers are actually very near and dear to my heart. They were my grandmother's, and I use them every single time I make a Cuban dessert. Alright guys, and that is how my arroz con leche turns out. I really hope you give this recipe a try. If you do, don't forget to leave me a comment letting me know. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. It would really help me out a lot. Share it if you'd like, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already subscribed to the channel. I have so many great recipes coming up that you don't want to miss out on. Guys, I hope you have a great week. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!